Good morning, everybody. It's early, the sun's coming up. It's actually fairly bright out already, but the sun's just peeking up through the trees. You can see right there, you can kind of see a little orange ball right there above my thumb. It's just peeking up. Anyway, I'm going to get the tractor hooked up. Got a guy that wants me to do some mowing today. I think he said about 80 acres, so it'll take a little while. Uh-oh. There's some escaped goats. They're not supposed to be free range. Nice looking bunch. Anyway, yeah, I gotta do some mowing and then bale it later. I don't know if he wants to do that today yet or not, but he is making, he is planning on making haylage. And he wanted me to bring my wrapper as well, so it'll be nice. Get back to this project later. I gotta finish putting the OSB on the outside, and then we're ready for trusses. I've got the walls all laid out and marked for the trusses, so just waiting for them to show up. Hopefully they might show up this week yet, but otherwise it'll be the following week, which is fine. It's a bit messy down here still, but look at that fog there on the field. Hey, with the sun coming up. Get down here, you'll be able to see the sun a little bit better. Oh no, it disappeared. Oh, because I'm coming down the hill now, you can't see it. Anyway, it's behind these trees here. Right there above my thumb. Sound like some Canada geese flying over. Anyway, that's what I'm working on. So I'm going to go get that all hooked up and ready to go. And then get on that. All the critters this morning. The geese are out. We moved the meat birds back down the hill a little bit. I had them up on the hill, but there isn't much vegetation there, so I brought them back down the hill just because there's more grass for them to eat. We'll have to get them all cleaned up this year or this week as well. Maybe throw some straw in there and stuff, because I'm bringing them away on Thursday to the butcher. So yeah, things are progressing. As we get closer to fall, it'll be nice to get a few more of these critters in the freezer. Oh, you're all right, guys. But now I'm going to get her all hooked up. So I got a Farmall 90 here. Nice little tractor, very basic, simple tractor. And I got my disc bind over there. I don't even remember the numbers on that, but it's a 10-foot disc bind. John Deere disc bind. Can't see numbers from here, and I honestly can't remember what that one is. So we'll be cutting with that. 80 acres. Oh, that's going to take probably... Oh, I don't know. It's going to take a good chunk of the day anyway, put it that way. I'm not sure how many acres an hour I do. But yeah, it'll take a good chunk of the day. And then sometime this week I'll go bale all that and wrap it. Maybe I'll get Wes to come along and pick the bales up with the other tractor. It goes a little faster that way. It does, it does. But beautiful morning. And that sunshine just kind of peeking up. Still hasn't come up over those trees. It's working on it. It's coming, it's coming. These guys are waiting for something. Feed me. So in case you're wondering how that works, back of the tractor has what's called a PTO shaft. It sticks out the back here. This tractor is 540 PTO only. You can also get 1000 PTO, and I don't have that on this one. So my other tractor had that. I just switched the stub. I can pull that stub out, turn it around, and then it lines up with different gears and it runs at a different speed. So this is 540 only, which is fine. I just have 540 implements. Then the shaft here, PTO shaft, hooks up from the implement to the tractor, and that's what's running it. So there's a series of gearboxes. It flies into this gearbox, which feeds up to that gearbox, and then there's a shaft running all the way through, and you can see it coming out the back there, and that's what makes it all work. And then in the disc bind, it's called a disc bind because there's actually discs in there. All right, there's actually discs in here. This whole disc spins around with knives on it. Okay, and there's a whole whack of them, depending on the width of the mower. This is only a 10-foot mower. What have I got here? 2, 4, 6 discs. I call them turtles as well. This is like a turtle shell here. And they have a knife on each side. There's one on this side, one on the other side. And they spin around at an alarmingly fast rate. And that's how we cut our hay. About this far off the ground. This rides on the ground. And then here we got flails. So this is a flail conditioner. Those spin around really fast and they smack the hay on the way through. That helps for drying. When I'm making haylage, I just back them right off, so it just barely touches the feed. But if you're making dry hay, you would set the, yeah, it's hard to explain to you, but there's a flap in there that I can lower so that the space between the flails and that flap is narrow, and the feed has to get hammered by the flails. And it just aids in drying it down for dry hay. You can also get, excuse me, roller conditioners, which is just either rubber rollers or steel rollers that the feed would pass through. It's the same thing. It kind of crimps it on the way through to help dry it out. But that's basically it. And then it just comes flying out the back end. With the disc binding advantage, you can go a whole lot faster than with a sickle bar mower, which is the other option, and that's just a series of teeth that go, or a knife, I guess, that slides back and forth in teeth in cuts. But you got to go a lot slower with that. This you can go way faster. But aside from that, yep, they both have their uses. These are more money probably than a sickle bar mower. But both of them are good. Quick diversion from mowing. I got her already hooked up. Wes is going to grease the PTO shaft a minute. I got to run off to chiropractor yet. I forgot I had an appointment this morning. So we'll take care of that. I've been having a lot of issues with my neck as of late. Probably for the last 4 months, actually. I already had some troubles in Saskatchewan as well, so probably even longer than that. But anyway, it's been acting up again lately. I did get a new pillow. That has helped a lot, and I think we're pretty much back on the mend again now. So anyway, going to take care of that this morning. And then I'll get back to the field. Also going to grab some diesel. Right now we're buying it in the jerry cans. Next year, hopefully, we'll be set up and we'll have a tank on farm. But jerry canning it has been working for us this year. So take care of that and then get right back to the farm. Okay, appointment done. We are en route. Beautiful little road here, actually. Heading to the farmer's place right now. And we'll see what there is to cut there. From what I understand, it's like 80 acres, but I'm not sure if I'm cutting it all. It sounded like his son was going to be cutting some. And I don't know how that's going to work because they're Amish. So, although these guys, I have seen them borrow other people's tractors before, so maybe they might actually be mowing with an actual mower too, not behind a horse. I'm not sure. We'll find out when we get there, but it's going to be a long day. Got Ariana with me. Hi, Ariana. Hi. And Wayne. So 2 co-pilots today, and then the rest of the family had some grocery shopping and stuff to do today. So don't know how long it'll take. Doesn't sound like there's very much material there, but he needs the feed pretty bad. We'll just cut whatever it is and bail her up. So here we're cutting. There isn't really much to speak of, to tell you the truth. If the fella didn't need the hay, and I know he does, we wouldn't be out here doing this. But he needs it, so we're going to cut her and get whatever we get. There's not going to be a lot of bales. This field here is a good example of a field that's been neglected. I don't know who owns this. I don't know anything about the place, but there's trees all over the place. I had these cedar trees randomly growing in the middle of the field. And somebody did take first cut off this field. Not the guy I'm cutting for. He's renting it now. Somebody else took it. But yeah, they've just been going around all these trees. And this is nice. This is a beautiful piece right here. I mean, some of the stuff I drove around, it's like a maze. You got to go around all these trees. It kind of looks like this section right there, with all those trees in here. It's terrible. And then you got to cut through a little path like that, get a few trees, or try not to hit the trees. I nailed a couple of rocks already. That's not good. I had a breakdown, had to stop, fix the guard. Hard to explain that, but it's kind of a half moon shape that sits in front of those turtles that I showed you earlier and protects them from rock damage. So one of those guards got bent pretty bad when I hit the rock. They're just kind of blended into this stuff. But anyway, aside from that, it's a nice little field. It's going to need some work, and the guy that's renting it now, the Amishman, he said that too. Next year he's going to get in here and cut out some of these trees and just make it more usable. Right now he's getting it. I don't think he's paying a lot for the rental of it, and so then it's somewhat worth it, right? But yeah, I don't want to break my equipment over it. Here is a little bit thicker grass, so in spots it's worth it. In other spots it definitely isn't. But we're at her anyway. We'll get her done. That's what we get paid to do. She's mowing along pretty good. We're in second gear. I don't know how fast we're running. Probably maybe 10 kilometers an hour or something. Not super fast. Just because I don't know the field and I really do not need to damage. There's a big rock right there. See that one? So something like that, if you don't pay attention, it doesn't even stick out that much. Like if I move the head a little bit like that, it kind of almost blends in with the grass. So I just lift up the mower and pop over top of that. And that one was relatively round. The one that I hit had a flat side to it. So when you hit that, it just stops you dead in your tracks. And it was smaller. It was half the size of that rock, and then it was a flat piece on it that kind of hooks you. This round one I probably would have bobbled over top with minimal damage. But yeah, you got to pay attention to that, which is hard to do when you're holding the camera, of course. The kids are out. I let them out. There they are running through the field. I don't know if you can see them there. They're having some fun stretching their legs. Back to it. Oh boy, we've been at her now for 5 hours. We're in a better field now. This is actually a worthwhile crop right here. Found some apples too. They taste good? Yeah? Not bad, eh? A little bit sour. Anyway, there's a long skinny field, about 15 acres roughly. Motoring along. Haven't hit any rocks in this field yet, thankfully. But it's obviously it's second cut, not first, but it's thick. There's a decent crop. Last. So anyway, got another, I don't know, probably an hour in this field yet, maybe. We're halfway done. And then there's a bunch of other fields. I can basically keep cutting until I don't feel like cutting anymore, I guess. And then tomorrow we'll start baling her all up. Very nice field. And right along the river here, we should take some footage on that side. But this thing, it's not the same river we live on. It's very wide and it's solid rock, from what I can tell underneath there. So the water's only like a foot deep. And it seems like it's solid rock all the way along there. We drove through it to get to this side. We were cutting on the other side. And I don't know, the water might have been 8 inches deep or something, maybe. Kind of neat. Very beautiful and scenic. I have not figured out how they get here to their house, whoever lives here. The Amishman's just renting the land this year, or for the second cut anyway. But the owners, I found the house, and there's 2 houses and 3 barns, but I haven't yet found a road to get here. Like, we came through the bush on a little dirt trail with the tractor. There's no way they're taking their car through there, so there must be another way out of here, but I have yet to find it. So, anyway, it's really nestled back in here. It's kind of a neat little property. Good morning, everybody. It's another day, time to get up and at her. The sun is working its way up. It's obviously bright out already anyway, or bright. It's getting there. So anyway, yesterday mowing ended in disaster as I nailed another hidden rock, and I kind of ran out of parts to fix it. So that was three good kabams that I hit yesterday. 2 of which I could fix. The third one I need to do. I had to bring it home in order to do some extensive fixing. So I don't think it'll be a real costly fix, but it's going to be time consuming. And I just called the farmer and told him it's for the amount of volume of hay that was in this field. Like, I mean, it needs some fertilizer or something badly. It's not like there's a big crop there. The amount of money it takes for me to drive around and cut it, I don't mind doing that, other than the rocks. But he's better off just to go and buy some feed from somebody, right? You know, if you can buy a bale of hay for $40, let's say, and you're going to pay me $45 or $50 to cut it, bale it, and wrap it, that's not worth your time. You know, you can just buy it cheaper. It saves everybody some time. It's less aggravating, and you can choose the quality of feed that you're buying. You can't always choose the quality that you're making, right? So anyway, he agreed on that, and we're just going to leave it for now. So I brought the disc mine back home, parked it over here. I will, well, I can show you those things that busted in a minute. All right, so down underneath here, that lid will stay up, it'll be great. These are the turtles that I talked about, up on the top. they spin around really fast. And this down under here, this side, is what protects it. Okay, and it's just a piece. It bolts on from here. It's this wide, runs all the way across. I call it a half moon. And there's 2 bolts in it holding it on together. And so this corner one got nailed on a rock and lifted up, which means that every time this guy spins around to cut, he smacks it. And I have no way of straightening that in the field. So I had a spare one with me. For the other side went first, and I fixed it. And then we were back going again. And then this one went. And it wasn't as bad. I managed to bend it straight in the field by beating on it with limited tools. But I got it to work. And then the last one was this first one again. I hit that one really hard. Anyway, that was the end of that fun. You can see it here too in this field. Maybe you can, I don't know. See, there's a rock here again too. And then this one's sitting down low enough, but you get one like this that has an edge on it. I don't know if I can show you that in the camera. Right, but that's sticking up significantly. And if you clip that, that rock ain't moving. They're pretty solid, some of them, depending on what they're stuck to. Something has to give. So, anyway, I told him he's going to have to go through these fields. It's something he's renting. It's his first year renting that field. But, I mean, you're going to have to go through there with a bush hog, get rid of the trees, and pull out some of these rocks. I don't really want to run expensive equipment through there and damage it. I'm getting paid by the hour, but, you know, there's nowhere in the contract for my machinery repairs. So, anyway, today I'm getting ready. I got the baler hooked up, tractor hooked up. I'm going to finish filling it with fuel, and then we'll head over there and start baling. At some point today, I got to bring my bale wrapper over there as well, so we can wrap all of it. So, yeah, that'll keep us busy enough today. I did get word the trusses will be here Monday, Tuesday next week, so one more week. I got a bit of stuff to get finished on the house before the trusses can go on. So yeah, I want to save some time for that. And there was another guy who wanted me to bale straw this week. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I did get the baler all fixed up, bearings in, everything's ready to go. So hopefully that holds together really well today. It is the trouble with older equipment. I can't afford to replace it all. And there's days where that's tempting for sure, just go out and get all new stuff. But then you have huge payments. This baler's paid for, and we'll just keep limping along. And hopefully it doesn't break in the middle of a project again, because that kind of hinders cash flow. Nobody's going to pay you for bales you didn't make, all right? So, but anyway, new day, new start, I'm back at her. Recurring theme on this farm, I guess, in this field that I'm in. I baled about 36 bales this morning, and then I broke the baler. It is still running, but that head that I told you about that picks up the feed down below, and I've said needs to be rebuilt badly, it needs it even more now. So I'm going to have to go ahead and do that. I do have some straw to bale hopefully this week as well, which will be a pretty good deal. Straw, generally there's quite a bit out there, and you can do a lot of bales in a hurry, which is good. And actually the field that I'm in was very scarce picking. In 4 hours time I did 36 bales, which is less than 10 an hour, which is pathetic really. There's no profits hardly in that by the time you pay for fuel and then wear and tear on the equipment like I have. Anyway, so we quit, we pulled out, we're going home. We'll have to get this guy fixed up. I got to bring my bale wrapper back though, and then teach the guy how to use it. So I ran into another guy. He just moved to the island here in the spring. He apparently also does custom baling, mowing too, maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, he's in there collecting bales right now, and he was mowing and baling another field for the same guy. So anyway, I'm going to show him how to run my wrapper. Maybe it's something we can expand on. If he does more baling in the area on the island, he might be able to use my wrapper or advertise it for us or something. Maybe an option there anyway, working there. So I'll show him how to run it this afternoon, and then he can give her on that, and maybe we'll get back to the house or start rebuilding this thing. One or the other. Never a dull moment, always something going on. Alright, full circle again. We did the haying, the mowing, and the baling until I had some more issues with the baler. The rest he's going to leave for dry hay now anyway, but now we're wrapping. So I'm teaching this guy how to wrap. This is another guy to the island here, relatively new, and he might be interested in using this as well, renting it out to folks. So bales go in, away she goes. It's fully automatic. There's a button there that bale just triggered, and then everything goes round and around and around. So I like to run about 5-6 layers of wrap on. There's 2 layers going on at each time. Each reel is holding two rolls, and so every time around there's actually 2 layers of wrap. But it's the spacing that determines that. So you can kind of tell the overlap here a little bit. It's a little bit thinner looking there than here. So it's about 8 inches, which gives me 4 inches per roll then, right? So, or per layer, which works out to about 5-6 layers of wrap. And we find that works really well. This machine, the way it's set up right now, it'll go faster than he can stick them in. So now he's really new to the whole wrapping, so he's taking his time. Once he gets more used to it, I'm sure he'll go faster. But yeah, anyway, this will be preserved in here for a year for sure. The main thing is to keep the animals off the top. So ours at home now, I notice there's a few holes in here, probably from ravens or crows. You really got to watch out for that they don't poke holes in there and then you lose your feed, right? As soon as oxygen can get in, it's no different than canning, really. Hey Wes, you want to turn it right? It's going way over to the left. Yeah. It's no different than canning. You got to keep oxygen out, otherwise mold will get in, right? So that's what it comes down to. I was just telling Wes to move it over. You can see we're steering way too close to this bale here. Anyway, that's what happens when you're filming instead of working. So different vantage point. Can't give you any more than that because that's the last bale. That's the trigger I was talking about right here. The bale will hit that and that starts the whole process off. I want to steer it a little bit more yet. Just a little. Yeah, that's probably good. After that, you can move some of these logs out of the way for me. So as soon as it hits that button there, that guy moves and starts that process. So there is, in the side, you've seen this back was moving for a while, then it hits these guys, and that's what starts the wrapping motion. And there's another one up there, it's going to hit